This video is brought to you by
Cool Grain Clothing. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Come on down, shop with us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you can't come and shop with us in person, go online right now at coolgrainclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. Most of us wake up and grind every day. Not because we exactly want to, but out of necessity for the things we need in life. We gotta have some kind of bread coming in for clothing, shelter, food, and that's just the needs, not even the wants. Some people are content in the income they bring home, whether a job or career. They feel like the money they make is enough to sustain them and their family. But there's also a lot of people that grind every day, go to work, get paid, and either can't make ends meet or are just not satisfied with their life. It can become depressing when you start comparing what you have to what others have. Or instead of counting your blessings you have in front of you, you are thinking of everything you don't have or the things you want. Some allow themselves to get in a mindset of never being satisfied, always wanting more, and which is definitely nothing wrong with having ambition, but it's all on what you are willing to do to get those extras. With most individuals, they might decide, like, you know what I'm doing in life right now is just not cutting it. Let me go back to school, find a better job, become an entrepreneur, anything to live what I consider is a comfortable lifestyle for me and my family. But that's on the legit side of things. You also have people that their greed can get the best of them. No patience at all. They want what they want right now, and if that means plotting and taking from others, that's just what it is. But sometimes our love for the finer things can lead to situations we can't get out of. And instead of being thankful for what you got now, being greedy can leave you with nothing. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing a case of a couple's plot on their landlord that came back to hunt them years later. Back in 2014, Charity Goodwin was a 30-year-old woman navigating life in Baltimore. But she wasn't alone though. She was in a committed relationship with a man named Dwayne Rivers. The two tried to maintain a pretty normal lifestyle. They kept jobs to keep up with their rent at the home they were renting at the time in the city. Their landlord was a native of Trinidad named Prakash Ramperstein. The 50-year-old man was doing good for himself. Even though estranged from his wife at the time, the father of two was still a provider. Prakash had a nice home in Handover, Pennsylvania, and a good job at City Homes of Baltimore. The couple and their landlord got along just fine. If they needed anything fixed around the house, he would get on top of it, even being understanding when they fell on hard times, giving Charity an extension on the rent. As time went on, Prakash, who friends and family called Joey, even considered the couple his friends. He even told them he was pretty good at investing and saving money, and he had managed to put up a good bit of cash in his house in Pennsylvania. Dwayne and Charity took the information in before one day they had a conversation and felt they needed their landlord's money more than he did. On June 24th, 2014, they called Joey up about something around the house and asked could he come by. Thinking it was just another day on the job, the man agreed. When he got to the home, Charity started making a scene, like she was upset about something going on, causing Joey to grow concerned before Dwayne came out the cut with a gun. The following day, when Joey didn't return home, family and friends became concerned. The man missed work, which wasn't like him, and it seemed he disappeared without a trace. Then 3 days later, on June 27th, police in Carroll County, Maryland received a call of a possible body land in a rural area in the 3200 block of Falls Road. When they responded to the location, there was a man already gone from a gunshot wound, and later he would unfortunately be identified as Prakash, but no one knew what exactly happened to the man or why. Detectives looked for suspects and motives, but the case would go cold. Years would pass, and both Dwayne and Charity would go on with their lives and move south to North Carolina. Back in Maryland, detectives knew Joey's truck was abandoned miles away from his body in PG County. His debit card was used at multiple ATM machines, and it seemed his home in PA had been ransacked. Eventually, police would start getting leads from people telling them they should look more closely to Joey's tenants from Baltimore. As they looked at surveillance footage from the ATMs he withdrew money from, it showed the man and woman was in his truck with him. But that big lead would come when they received a tip on what the motive was for Joey's slam. Somebody told police he was known to tell people he considered friends he had over $40,000 stashed in his freezer at his home. Police pieced together a timeline. They came to the conclusion that Charity and Dwayne called Joey over, starting an argument, then kidnapped the man at gunpoint, driving his truck through Maryland to multiple ATMs, making the man withdraw money before going for the big bag. They all drove to his home in Pennsylvania, and the couple looked for the $40,000 before driving back to Maryland, shooting Joey, leaving his body in Carroll County, and leaving the truck in PG. In 2021, 7 years later, Carroll County police finally had enough to indict Dwayne and Charity. They located the woman, who was now 38 years old and living in North Carolina. She was taken into custody, charged with kidnapping, robbery, theft, conspiracy, murder, and other charges before being extradited back to Maryland. As the state searched for Dwayne, they found out he was already serving a 96-year sentence in Colorado in a case involving him and a co-defendant, driving town to town, all the way from Missouri to Colorado, robbing family dollars, in some cases taking workers against their will. Since his trial, Dwayne has been trying to appeal, claiming he was only the getaway driver, but the sentence was upheld, leaving Maryland with a decision to make. They decided, since it would cost too many tax dollars to extradite Dwayne from prison to face trial, and he was already pretty much serving a life sentence, they would drop the case on him. But Charity's case would go to trial, and she was eventually found guilty on all charges and sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 55 years. Rest in peace to Joey. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. I know as years go by and you feel you got away with something like a hit, you start to let your guard down. I couldn't imagine thinking it's over and getting that knock on the door with somebody asking, do you remember this day in 2014? I'm not sure if Dwayne and Charity were still together, because when the man got locked up for the robberies, they claimed he was still living in North Carolina. Maybe he was hitting licks so they could stay on the run. But you know it's bad and you got smashed when you got so much time. A state say, nah, y'all got him, we good on the murder charges. It was never stated if they got the $40,000 or not. And I don't know why Joey would tell anybody he had that kind of cash. But like I said earlier, when you think you want what somebody else have, it puts you in a messed up mindset. Now both are stuck in prison for life. And the crazy thing about it, with all that ambition, now they'll end up with nothing but commissary. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I'm going to leave it open for discussion. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Joey. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. But I ain't going to talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.